I'm Justin Davis, and this is Joe Camp's RC. Skywatch.Ai insurance is on demand, and anytime you need it, check out the link below. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Davis. If you'd like to support me in my videos on Patreon, please do click the link down below. I need a lot of help funding the channel, and becoming crowdsourced and funded would be kind of like my ultimate dream, because if you like the honest reviews, that is probably going to be the best bet to getting an unbiased opinion on all of this stuff. And I'm really trying to push the honest reviews these days, and it's beneficial for you guys if I do that. Also, it's more fun for me because I get to be completely honest about what comes in the shop. Now, I do have something here new from Full Speed RC. This is the Leader 2.5 edition. I had the Leader 3 in the shop a while back, and it flew like a maniac on 3-inch. But now I'm going to test out this 2.5-inch version and see how it does. If you look a little closer, it does have the Emax 2.5-inch props on there, and I found these to be the most durable. Sorry, Full Speed, the props that came along with it, these are not quite as durable. They bend, and you can bend them back, but you get a lot of wobble in the flight controller. So I'm looking for a more durable prop on my micros, because I really do like to take some chances, like to fly playgrounds or bomb like super tall trees and come down and try to pull out at the last second. And I found that the Emax props are probably the most durable for this particular frame. These things are like monster truck tires. They're super durable. But I'm running this on a 2S mostly. I also tried it on 3S for you guys. And right at the top end, about halfway, somewhere up to the top end of the throttle, you really do start to get kind of a lot of vibration in the frame. So this will need to be PID tuned for your 3S batteries. But for 2S, it absolutely rips on 2S. So let's go outside now. Let's take a little flight test of this new Leader 2.5 with the CADX camera on there. Then we'll come back in and we'll do a little closer look at this. And I'll give you some of my final opinion on the flight performance, the durability, and the quality of Lewis's new build. Let's go ahead and do some flying. Here we go. Alright, let's get this quad in the air. Another brushless micro on the channel. Let's do it. The Leader 2.5. I'm super stoked on this one. You know what? I love the Leader series. I am a huge fan of these since they first came out. Lewis has been kind of pushing the envelope of micro brushless for like forever. And is gone. Look at that. All the way out in the field. And right now we're flying on 3S, so you're going to get plenty of punch on 3S. If you really want this quad to go insanely crazy, fly it on 3S. 4S is probably going to get your motors hot. I might be super careful on 4S. Right now it's flying and flipping really good. I have an F3 flight controller on here, and F3s, if you guys haven't been around long enough to know about F3s, they are usually pretty good right out of the box, and that's the good thing about the F3. It's not quite as finicky as the F4 flight controllers to tune, so a little more tuning on the 4S, 3S and 4S F4 setups. But this guy is pretty locked in. It feels good. There is a little bit of wobble on the high end of the stick. I do feel that, so I'm expecting this thing's going to be a total animal on 3S. And if you want something that you can start out with, if you're a beginner just getting into this and you want to fly FPV, start out with this on 2S. You're going to have a really nice entry into the hobby. So let's go ahead and do some FPV. Here we go.
You thought I wasn't good enough, you thought I couldn't see. You bet I'd end up nothing, baby, should've bet on me. Remember when I got you flowers on the 31st? You threw them back at me, you said I wasn't worth the dirt. Now it's rose popping with my 201 the squad. Don't say nice to meet you, baby, you know who we are. This one for that night on Lafayette, that open house. Too cool to know me then, yeah, I'm too lit to know you now. Too lit to know you now. Yeah, I'm too lit to know you now. Too lit to know you now. Yeah, yeah. Went 180 in this bitch, turn around and flip the script. Went 180 in this bitch, turn around and flip the script. Went 180 in this bitch, turn around and flip the script. Went 180 in this bitch, went 180 in this. You thought I wasn't good enough, you thought I couldn't see. You bet I'd end up nothing, baby, should've bet on me. You told me nothing's wrong with us, you said you needed space. You should've known me better, should've known I wouldn't wait. I deserved an explanation, I deserved a reason why. Probably better, I ain't get it, that shit helped me learn to fly. It helped me teach myself to roll up, helped me sleep at night. And now I'm easy, easy, baby. We gon' touch the sky. We gon' this one for my youngin' off of Palisade and Jones. Yeah, Millie know what's poppin'. We gon' get this for yeah. Jersey and his mother. We gon' put the city on. We already in the mode. We already in the zone. Yeah, I'm about to fly, baby. I'm about to fly, baby. I'm on my level, shorty. You can't kill my eye, baby. I used to burn from it. One thing I learned from it. Trust is a silent killer. You won't hear a word from it. Yeah, all the other kids with the pumped up kicks, they got nothing on us, they got nothing on this. Yeah, all the other kids with the pumped up kicks, better run, better hide, baby, we're gonna fly again. We're gonna fly. You know, when we're young, we just want to be accepted. Then we go through things, we get a little stronger, a little smarter each time. We begin to realize those same things we didn't get acceptance for are the same things that help us become who we are now. For that, we're thankful.
All right, let's go ahead and weigh it, see what it weighs on both these scales, just to be accurate. We got 87 grams. That's not bad at all. And let's just set it back on there to be sure. 87 dry weight without a battery. And looks like 87.1 on the micro scale. So not a bad weight at all. Let's go ahead and put a battery on there. And this is the 3S 450, 128 grams, not bad. And then I have a 4S. I have seen the Leader 3 run on 4S. This is a 4S 850, so I'd be getting pretty heavy. 187 grams, still under 250 grams right there, so that's not bad at all either. So you don't need to register this one, that's no problem. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the specs on this Leader 2.5. Alright, first we're going to look at the bottom of the frame, and I think this is what you guys need to see. If you're looking for a frame to buy a micro brushless, you want a good quality frame. This is a 3mm bottom plate, and it does look like it's kind of nice gloss on it. It doesn't have any beveled edges, but I don't have any rough spots on here, and I do see that he put his yin-yang on the bottom. All of Lewis's frames from Full Speed RC have that yin-yang, so you know it's his design and not some kind of knockoff clone. But I have seen clones with his yin-yang on the bottom, which is kind of bad. So this is the stack right here. You have 28 amp ESCs in here. You have an F3 flight controller, and that's the Full Speed flight controller with Beta Flight on there. And you do have a switchable VTX. It's called the TX600, and that's his VTX as well. So a lot of the components on here are actually from Full Speed, which I really like a lot. It's not just a quad that he threw together. He's been developing these quads for several years now. I've known Lewis, and I have a nice Cadex camera in there, and plenty of protection for that camera, top and bottom. I did bang this camera into the playground equipment several times, and it held up. I didn't have a camera blackout, which is awesome. And that does have that IPEX connector in the back for that dipole sticking out the top. Not my favorite type of connector. They did one time during my flying did pop off, and I had to put it back on there, which is not a big deal. But when I came back in the shop the second time, I put some hot glue on it, and I'd probably do that myself, or some liquid tape. Black liquid tape will be easier to get off, but you can run this quad up to 4S if you really want to get power hungry with it. It's insane on 3, and it'll also fly pretty good on 2. I had a lot of fun on 2 because I have a ton of 2S batteries and 3S batteries, but a really decent tune for 2S. When you get up in the upper end of 3S, it does start to have a little bit of vibration in the quad. And also, like a lot of binding flies right now, you do have a buzzer in the back and 2 LEDs, and we have an XT30 on there already. That's going to give you a better power to your motors coming from your ESCs. A very nice, powerful setup. 1106, 7500. These are a little bit battery hungry, so if you get a higher C-rated battery, you're probably going to have a little bit better flight time. If you run something above 500, I think you're probably going to have a little longer flight times, and you're probably going to get like 3 minutes if you run like an 850. It can carry 850. 2.5-inch props will carry 850, but the motors say SZ speed on them, and they are his motors. They're branded full speed RC on the other side. If you look around this other side right here, they do say full speed RC. So everything on this quad is branded by Lewis, which is great. Nothing on here is just kind of thrown on here, which I think is a good value. He's done his homework on a lot of his stuff. And these are the props that come along with it, the 2535s. 2.5-inch props. They're okay. I've flown these on a lot of brushless micros, but they don't bend back well. They fly good, but they don't take a hit very well. So I'd probably suggest the Emax 2.5 props. I believe those are the micro Avons, the newer ones that came out. They are tri-blade, and that's probably the one that I would go for. Now, the quad, I think he has an easily sellable quad here. I banged it all over the playground equipment, and as far as durability, I'm going to give it 5 stars for durability because I heard this playground poles ping a few times, like me messing up and just smashing it straight into those playground pylons, so and the soccer posts. So whenever you have a frame hit a soccer post, it's usually done, but this quad held up really, really well, so I'm impressed with this, and definitely 5-star quad. And also, if you want to kind of dial it down a little bit, he does have the 1106 4500 kVs. These might give you just a little bit longer flight time, but still you're going to get plenty of boost off of these. I might actually swap those higher kV ones out for these. They do look pretty nice. Look at the coils inside this motor. These are really, really professionally made motors. You can tell they have a nice thick coil inside the stator there, and the magnets are actually really punchy. When I do turn the motor, the outside of the bell feels really good, and quite a powerful but efficient motor I think we have here. And if you want to run a micro board on a 5-inch right now, this FSD 435 F4 tower is awesome. It's 35 amp. This little 4-in-1 ESC will run 2205 motors or 2206. The little F4 flight controller does have a harness on the very top, Betaflight USB boot button, and this is a look at the ESC with the harness in the front right there. You just plug everything in, solder up your motors and your receiver and your choice of VTX, and you're ready to go. You can see the motor tabs there, M1, M2, M3, and M4, and your battery terminals in the back. But this is about $50 for this combo. So guys that are looking for something to run on a 5-inch setup, that you have a 20x20 stack, very, very minimal, lightweight, and super powerful, able to handle 2206 motors. This is not bad for $50. But let's go ahead and break it down, because the Leader 2.5 is definitely a 5-star micro brushless. I would put $130 down for this quad any day. It is definitely a competitor to the Babyhawk R and the R Pro. I do have an R Pro I'm going to fly here soon. I love that this one has the CAT-X camera on here. You can get a bunch of variety of accessories for it, like these little TPU mounts, these little covers. The canopies can cover up all of your electronics and give the camera just a little more protection. It does have that little shark fin on top. That's for turtle mode. You've got a hole there for your dipole. In the very back, he has a buzzer hole and LED holes on these canopies. So you're just going to protect all of your electronics in your stack a little bit more with these little TPU covers. They're pretty much indestructible, and you can protect your investment there. So pretty cool. He does have holes for the LEDs too, but you can check him out on his website. It's fullspeedrc.com, and check out the Leader series. They're some of my favorites. I'll see you on the next one, guys. I'm Justin Davis. Take care. Bye-bye.